Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Cage, where we bring you the latest and exciting updates of UFC. First, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Adesanya aims for December rematch with Strickland. Here, it's barely been 3 days since Israel Adesanya lost his title to Sean Strickland at UFC 293 on Saturday night, and he's already got his sights set on a rematch, possibly as soon as December. Now that's some serious determination right there. And it's not just Adesanya who's thinking this way. His head coach, Eugene Bareman, seems to be on the same page. However, he's expecting a different fight in a rematch and believes that a December or early 2024 timeframe is the most likely option for Adesanya's next move. Eugene Bareman is essentially saying that in the rematch with Sean Strickland, Adesanya needs to be more aggressive and hurt his opponent more. Moreover, he's emphasizing the importance of causing damage to Strickland while also trying to protect Adesanya from taking too much damage himself. Bareman acknowledges that Strickland is a formidable opponent and believes that for Adesanya to secure a victory in the rematch, they need to come up with a strategy that allows Adesanya to deal more damage to Strickland without exposing himself to unnecessary risk. Overall, Bareman is confident that the rematch will be an exciting fight, and he mentions the need for Adesanya's strategic approach to maximize his chances of winning. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, we'd love your support. Just hit that subscribe button to motivate us to bring you more exciting content. Pereira's stance on Adesanya's immediate rematch with Strickland. It seems like there's a difference of opinion when it comes to this potential rematch between Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya. Dana White, the UFC president, is all for it, saying they should run things back after their fight. But interestingly, Alex Pereira, who's been in the mix with both of them, has a different perspective. Here, Pereira thinks that Adesanya, who's been quite active, should breathe before jumping into an immediate rematch. It's kind of a surprising take, especially considering Pereira awarded Adesanya an immediate rematch when he knocked him out at UFC 281. It means Pereira understands how tough it can be to bounce back, and maybe he's thinking Adesanya should have a bit of recovery time this time around. You know, it's fascinating to hear Pereira's take on this rematch. Undoubtedly, it is quite an interesting perspective. It's like he's been in the ring with both of them, so he probably has a unique insight into their fighting styles and strengths. Now, if Pereira believes that Strickland has what it takes to give Adesanya a run for his money, it adds another layer of interest to the whole story. It just goes to show how different fighters have different views on rematches and recovery periods. Either way, it's always interesting to see how these things play out in the world of mixed martial arts. UFC champ Sean Strickland breaks and fixes $500,000 belt with duct tape. You know, Sean Strickland pulled off an incredible performance and became the 185-pound champion in mixed martial arts. Then, something worse happens. He managed to break his championship belt of all things and had to resort to some good old duct tape to fix it up. His win on Sunday was already being hailed as one of the most significant upsets in UFC history, with all three judges scoring the bout 49-46 in his favor for a unanimous decision. But now, knowing that he had used duct tape for a broken belt just adds a whole new layer of charm to the whole thing. Later on, he posted a clip on his Instagram account. He admits in the Instagram clip showing a gold plate that had partly detached from the leather. However, his championship belt was worth around $500,000, can you imagine? In simple words, it's a testament to Strickland's down-to-earth nature. He's not letting the glitz and glamour of his new title get to his head. Good as new, Strickland smiles afterwarding the post. Is it just me, or did this belt just become way better? After his posting, his fan community jumps into the field, and it goes all into good fun. Strickland, the type of guy to break his championship belt by using it as an actual belt, joked one Instagram user. This is why we can't have nice things, Sean, said another. It's not just about the fights in MMA, but fans also love those little moments and interesting deeds that fighters bring to the table. Dana White's strategy for Adesanya. After the event, it feels like the tables have turned when it comes to Israel Adesanya. Instead of asking, who's next in line to challenge him for the title, people are now wondering, what's next for the former champion? It's a bit of a shift in the conversation, right? Meanwhile, Adesanya has been quite a force in the middleweight division for most of his UFC career, So, it's a bit surprising to hear Dana White talk about wanting to have a rematch between Strickland and Adesanya right away. Dana White shows his interest in a rematch, hoping for a positive response from Adesanya. It just goes to show how quickly things can change in the world of MMA. Let's see what UFC unfolds for Adesanya's fan community. Dana White's unexpected appreciation for Ngannou. Last but not least, it's interesting how things have unfolded between UFC President Dana White and Francis Ngannou. Initially, White wasn't too thrilled with Ngannou pursuing a fight with Tyson Fury and exploring other options. He kept quiet about it for a while, but questions started coming in after Ngannou and Fury had their face-off in London last week. When asked about the possibility of Jon Jones facing Fury in the octagon, White responded with a bit of humor, saying, "We'll see how it plays out." Then, when questioned about the Ngannou fight, he simply said, "Good for good." It seems like White has softened his stance a bit and is acknowledging Ngannou's decision. Back in the days of April, Dana said, "Based on what I know about the deal, which is not much, it makes no sense to me," White told reporters back in April. "You're going to pay a guy not to fight for a year, and it's already been like 14 months. He's fought 3 times in the last 3 years. It's just not what we do here. It's not what we do." He added, "And the day that we released him, I knew exactly what was going to happen. Francis wants to take 0 risks, doesn't want to take any chances, and he didn't want to take a chance with Jon Jones. And after we saw what happened with Cyril Gane, I don't blame him. I think the outcome would have been the same, and I'm sure most of you do, and I'm sure Francis does too." Certainly the whole breakup between Ngannou and White was pretty bitter. That is why it's a classic example of how things can get complicated between the champions. All right, guys, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you at the next one. Until then, goodbye.